ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and
oh, bloody hell, he had to be on the list, didn't he? The war criminal has arrived!
But at the bottom of the list of her many abilities, it said, quote, potent defender. Which means A, goodbye to whatever units I have on my account currently, and B, goodbye to any sort of chances that the majority of the player base have of ever winning a Battlegrounds match ever again.
I know he said that this was premeditated and that this was working, he was working on this for a while, but it feels like, it reads like, this was slapped together overnight because he was afraid that Trappy would come to his house, okay? And Kabam came out with this statement from Kabam Dork. Yes, first time I've ever seen a community post from Dorky Diggity Dave. Now that hurt, because I think Kabam is doing something sneaky, okay? I think there's a conspiracy going on here. Are you ready for the conspiracy? Are you ready? Right. Are you ready for the conspiracy? He goes on in this post about not keeping us in the loop regarding Battlegrounds developments. Right. Not keeping us in the loop is not anywhere close to an accurate description of what's been going on. Not keeping someone in the loop is like having a child in hospital. You come home from work, visit your child, to find out that the doctors have performed an emergency operation without your consent, okay? That's not keeping you in the loop. They've done something without telling you, and then they tell you after, right? That's not keeping you in the loop. What Kabam have done with Battlegrounds is the equivalent of you having a child in hospital, you come home from work, go to the hospital, and they flatlined. Is, in an effort to save Hulkling for round 3, use Guardian against Arcade. If you don't know why that's a dumb thing to do, let me demonstrate. Like, do you get that sort of content from Legacy or KT1? No. No, you don't. See, this is why you log into my channel, because it's funny. I hate Corvus Glaive. Because anybody who takes Serpent to rank 4 needs to be put in prison. I really doubt that'll be good enough, chat. I'm sorry. Yes! By 2 points! Yes! No way! No way! No way! Ladies and gentlemen, as you can probably tell, this is going to be a bit of a different video. First and foremost, who the hell? 1,000 people looked at my videos and said, yes, I want to see more of that. Who are these people? I want to meet them. This is very strange to me. Still a very strange idea, but thank you. Thank you. It's very strange seeing 4 figures on the YouTube Studio app. If you told me 3 months ago that we'd be here now, I'd be very confused. I'd be very surprised, taken aback for sure. But I've got 1,000 subscribers now, and that's kind of cool. So I'm not stopping there. We're making more videos. We're making more content. We're growing this community, and I want to share with you today a few anecdotes of the journey on the way there. All right, it's been a long road. It's been a very weird 3 months for me. I'm going to take you right back to the beginning. We're going to go right back to the start. The first few videos I uploaded 2 videos on the same night. And my heart was pounding. I was sweating. It was very nerve-wracking because it wasn't just my content, it was my face and my presentation and my voiceover and everything, because I made the choice to go face-to-face with you, to present this and put myself at the start of every single video. So, you know, the fact that it could all go wrong, or that someone might see it and think it's bad or leave a bad comment, it was terrifying. It was terrifying, but it was no big deal. It was no big deal because, you know, I had like 20 subscribers. And actually, before I even got 20 subscribers, a friend of mine asked if I'd submitted an application for the CCP. It might have been a little bit over-enthusiastic of him at that point. But more on that later. And I'm going to skip it forward to the Quake video. The Quake video. I still think about the Quake video. So a couple weeks in, I decided to make a video on why I believe Quake should be a 6-star. And I don't know if any of you are parents or if you know any parents, but I'm told there's a time when you can see, like, the lights come on. Like, you see a child just become self-aware. Like, they know that continuity is a thing and cause and effect is a thing and that they are a thing. And they know what they are. And you just see the lights come on, like, shit! Self-awareness! Like, the Quake video was that for me. And like, I just realised for the first time that I'm actually making content, putting it on the internet, and people can see it, and people might disagree, and people might react, and people might like it, and people might, you know, not like it. And I remember I was staying at my girlfriend's that night when I posted it. I posted it the day before, and I went through the day and nothing serious really happened. And then I went to sleep, and I woke up, and the night before I had like 68, 69 subscribers, and I woke up and I had 130. I remember this very well. It's like the single biggest jump in subscribers that I've ever had, like ever, not in a single video, like ever, barring anything. Actually, I don't even think that the Juggy video that I posted earlier this week, which did provide an enormous spike, comes even close. I think the Quake video tops it. And just, I had my girlfriend next to me, and you only have so many, you know, opportunities to have this moment. You wake up and you have, you know, someone utterly beautiful beside you. And I was responding to comments because I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with the fact that people were telling me that I was a complete fucking idiot. And that they might think I'm wrong. Because before that point, it had just been no biggie. You put something on YouTube and it's going to get 40 views. My least viewed video so far, 47 views, was the week before. I opened a Titan Crystal. I got Enchantress. It's a harmless video. The audio's a bit fucked. But it's got 47 views. Go check it out. I'll leave a link or something. But no, the Quake video shocked the hell out of me. I was like, wow, people are noticing me and taking what I have to say seriously, and that was a first. That was a first, and I don't know. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I went on later that week to make probably what was at the time my most favourite video, and it's now probably my most regretted video. Although that's what happens when you stay up until 6 a.m. making a video. And it's it's this video. It's the real 2024 banquet event report. And it's basically a skit. Two players are talking on the phone. One of them represents a free-to-play player. And the other one, even though it's not said, is Super Bros. Now, Super Bros is the guy who won the solo event for Banquet last year, and he spent about 180 grand on that event alone. And you know, the first minute and a half is just them chatting, and then the free-to-play player realizes what's happened, that his friend has spent 200 grand on a Banquet event, and the rest is just pure abuse. It's just shouting. I basically punctuated with swear words, and you know, does that video to some extent represent how the community felt about that event? Yes. Yes, it does. Was it necessary? No. Not at all. Was it worth staying up until 6 a.m. for? Fuck no. I'll never do that again. But there we go. I did that, and at the time I went really back and forth on it. Like, over the next day, I showed it to my friends and my family, and I got two responses from basically everybody. First response was, that's actually quite funny. The second response was, are you sure you want to put that on the internet? Because you've just spent, 10 minutes shouting. It's clearly you, saying some pretty rude stuff. I didn't say anything like offensive or a racial slur or anything horrible. It was just like, fuck, shit, what are you doing, you idiot, sort of thing, basically constantly. And it's not gonna harm me or anything, I don't think. Like that sort of video isn't gonna deal any sort of like long-term problems with me. But yeah, I've gone really back and forth on it, and it's got about 100 views. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. It's not a bad video. It's quite funny sometimes. But anyway, yeah, gonna skip it forward. And over the past few months, I made all sorts of videos, and I suppose my favorite video I've ever made was this video, which is actually pretty soon after, which is the 2-star that hits like a 6-star. And I don't think everybody entirely understood that video. I don't think I quite articulated it right. I think something I've learned over the past few months is how to really get a point across very succinctly. Like being concise, being able to do all of this in one take. Like, you'll note that there are no cuts in this video. That just wouldn't be possible 3 months ago. I just didn't have the skills, the experience to talk and get my point across. But no, so this video, basically the point of it was that the way the Lady Deathstrike's damage gets dealt, it doesn't really make much of a difference whether or not you're the 2-star version or the 6-star version. And I think someone commented, bro should see Hella. By a guy called Hellatard, which is actually exactly what it says on the tin. He's a guy who is so obsessed with Hella, it borders on being retarded. He's got a whole channel. Go check out his channel. He's a very good player. But he says, bro should see Hella, which isn't actually the point of the video. The point of the video is that if you lined up 6-star Hella and 2-star Hella, the 6-star would win. But if you lined up 6-star Lady D and 2-star Lady D, it's actually close because of the way her damage builds. Which is actually quite funny, and it did really well at the time. It's quite a wholesome video, really. It had really good responses, and I enjoyed making it. It was really fun to make, right? It's something that I noticed while playing Battlegrounds with 2 stars with an alliance mate, right? It was just something I noticed. It was good fun. I put it on the internet, and it went well. My favourite video. Hey. And I've done all sorts of shit. And my most popular video that took over from the Quake video was this. It was the world record rank 4 Crossbones Abyss thing takedown. Because, of course, if you take Crossbones to rank 4 on live stream, the first thing you do is you go and take down Abyss thing. Sod Winter Soldier. We're so past Winter Soldier. Go and do Abyss thing, right? That's what he's built for. Go and do that. And I think what prompted this video was someone in the live chat or somewhere said, I think you broke the record live or something. And it was like 68 seconds. It wasn't at all impressive. It was like 68 seconds. And I just thought, okay, well, I'll slap on Suicide, I'll slap on some boosts. And because I'm not a complete clot, I did look up world record Abyss thing takedown, and nothing came close. But I didn't know, this was an oversight, I didn't know that actual, record websites existed. And some knobhead commented, are you sure this is a world record? And then I responded. I said, no, for these reasons. And then within about 30 seconds, I got 2 responses from 2 links from a 101 takedown and a 59-second takedown. And I was like, right. All right, dickhead. I'll go and do it again. And I believe, currently, or at least a month ago, have the world record. 56 seconds. And unfortunately, at that point, the damage was dealt. The damage was done. The algorithm had decided that was the world record, and that was what was going to be the world record. So while the actual world record has 471 views, the not world record, the world record that isn't a world record, has 11,000. And, there is a pinned link in the comment section of that video saying, this isn't a world record, the world record's over here. I think that comment has about 2 likes. 2 likes on a video with 11,000 views. Yeah. I mean, the only way I deal with that video when I think of it once a day is that just praying that the majority of the people who saw that don't know the difference. Yeah. That's my most viewed video. And it cheeses me off every time I think about it. But yeah, anyway, that's quite a fun. That's quite a fun anecdote. And yeah, just something I've learned. I've learned so much, doing this. It's actually been incredible. Things like obviously getting thicker skin. Like I'll put up probably my favorite comment I've ever got on a video. And it's like, what a young homosexual trying to... I can't even say it with a straight face. Right. Just like, if that had happened at day one, I don't know what I would have done. I probably wouldn't have kept making videos. I just like, shit, this is what happens. But no, I mean, by the time I received that comment, I was old enough and ugly enough to just go, the fuck are you? It was very funny. And it still makes me laugh every time I think of it. I actually told a friend of mine, hey man, I've got given this comment. I can't be asked to respond to it. Do you want to respond to it? And he told me that he had, but then I checked YouTube Studio and he hadn't. So I thought, oh, all right, fine. And I mentioned it. I don't care, but I mentioned it next time I saw him and he said, oh no, I definitely did. But YouTube removed it because it was so abhorrent. It's like, I've sent the attack dogs on this guy and he's posted something so horrible that YouTube took it down basically immediately. So, sorry to you. If you did read what Harry wrote, then my apologies. But yeah, like getting thicker skin, people are going to post shit. And, if I have to give some advice today, shit happens. Not all of it is on you. Sometimes people just want to cause chaos. Sometimes people just want to be a dickhead. And that's a thing. And you just let them do it because they blow off steam that way. And it's not your problem. So, deal with it. And yeah, also, how bloody long it takes to upload a video. Why did nobody tell me before I got into this malarkey that editing a video would take about 100 years? Like how did I not know this? And I am getting faster. I assume it gets better with time. But nobody told me that, making a 10-minute video would take 2 hours. How's that possible? I would never have guessed. But there we go. Something else I've learned, I think, making actual content has made me appreciate, having fun more. Because, I'm out here trying to make content, right? So, the first stop for me when I'm thinking of a video is how to be entertaining. And it's changed the way I see the game. It's changed the way I've ranked up characters. Like, think about my rank 4s. I've taken up Crossbones, Luke Cage, and Juggernaut to rank 4. I could have taken a Tuma to rank 4 the night I explored Epoch of Pain, but I didn't. I waited a week to do that rank 4 so I could do Crossbones. I could have taken Titania, Photon, Spider-Ham to rank 4, and I didn't because I wanted to take Luke Cage up so I could make Luke Cage content. Nobody in their right mind thinks that Juggernaut needs to be rank 4. Everything that I showed in my biggest Battlegrounds showcase on YouTube video could be done even better by a rank 3. Did I do that? No, because it's funny. No. Right, and past Matty would never have done that. Past Matty would 100% have taken up a Tuma, Photon, and Enchantress to rank 3. And I've done it because I'm the type of MCOC player who takes themselves way too seriously. And I think making videos has kind of tempered that. Right? It's kind of been like, you know what? We're here to have fun, fundamentally. And if there's a champion you like playing, take them up. Even if it's gentle. Even if it's Corvus bloody Glaive. I hate Corvus. Even if it's Corvus Glaive. Take him up. Why not? If you think everybody else is wrong about a champion, and that champion works for you, good on you. Because Luke Cage is better than Titania. Not even a hot take. I've decided. It's the only rational explanation for what I'm seeing coming out of this guy. Right? He's just busted. He's actually broken as a character, and I'd never have seen that coming. But yeah, I mean, hey, I've learned a lot. I've hurt a lot. When I found out that actually I'd posted a video that said world record on it and it wasn't a world record, that was quite the shock. When I, opened up the Quake video one night, and suddenly I've started a thermonuclear war. That was a shock. Actually staying up at night wondering whether or not I should have called Kabam utter knobheads in the real 2024 banquet event report. That was tough. But then there have also been the good times. I beat Pepe by 2 points on my first ever live stream. Like, on no other planet, in no other alternate dimension was that possible. That I could actually have a shot at beating the runner-up of the Battle Realm Brawl. And yet, the stars aligned for that live stream by 2 points. and that video has 126 views. I know it was 3 months ago, and I know I had no subs, but that is criminal. Because that is probably the most challenging video I've ever made. Not in editing terms, or concept terms, but in gameplay. Because that is actually a free-to-play player taking on a giant and winning. Go check that video out. Just saying. Shameless self-promotion, I think I've earned it for that video. And what else? The great videos, the great times I've had. Can DeepSeek AI build a winning Battlegrounds deck? Of course he bloody can't, but you try it, right? Because it's funny. Luke Cage is better than Titania. No one actually thinks that, apart from me. And I made the video anyway. My irrational hatred of Corvus Glaive. I have a platform that allows me to talk about how much I hate Corvus. That's brilliant. I can make a video about, talking shit about Usafa and then matching Usafa 2 hours later. Like, I can share these stories. And I love that. So I'm going to keep making videos, obviously. But thank you to everybody who's hit the subscribe button in the meantime. Because we are at 1,000 of you now. And I'm actually worried for the future of humanity that you actually think that I'm a good content creator. But if you have met... No. You know what? No. That outro is beyond shit. No. No, I'm not... No. Right. I'm not even going to pretend that that's even remotely acceptable. Because if you have made it this far, thank you very much for watching and goodbye. No. Piss off. That's much better. Yeah. Piss off.